A very pleasant morning to all of you. Today we will read the second poem from the 12th class main textbook Flamingo. The name of the poem is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, and it has been written by Stephen Spender. Before we start with the poem, let us know about the author Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender from 1909 to 1995 was a poet, a critic, journalist, and lecturer. He started by writing leftist poetry. His poetry is very individualistic and deals with social and economic problems. Some of the major themes of his writings are poems of dedication, the creative element, social injustice, class inequalities, etc. Now, first, I want to tell you about the gist of this poem. An elementary school classroom in a slum is the best example of Stephen's political voice. In this poem, Spender expresses his ideological positions on government, economics, and education. The students in this classroom are poor, sickly, and undernourished. They have no chance to change and progress unless they are taken away from there and are exposed to nature and education. So, the theme of the poem is that in this poem, the author Stephen Spender highlights the plight of slum children by using vivid images and apt words to picture a classroom in a slum. Through this, he touches, in a very subtle manner, the themes of social injustice and inequalities. If I want to say about the general analysis of this poem, the poem is totally universal. This is not mentioning any country, any location, race, or citizenship. So let us start with the poem now. First, I'll read a few lines of this poem and then I will explain. I mean to say, I'm explaining the poem, each line of this poem, with different words. Far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. Know the explanation of first two lines first. The children in an elementary school classroom, which is situated in a slum, they look very pathetic. Their faces are pale and reflect the sadness. Far from gusty waves. Gusty waves means their school is situated far away from the violent waves of the sea, of the sea storms. They are not aware of any hustle and bustle of the city life. They are totally cut off from the city life of this country. Now the next lines. Like rootless weeds, the hair torn around their pallor. They are like rootless weeds as they lack proper nutrition, means instead of being exuberant and energetic, they are looking like rootless weeds. Rootless weeds means they are like the unwanted plants which grow on their own without being cared for, and they are totally neglected. Now the last line, the hair torn round their pallor, means their hair is not neatly done. They are not combed properly. It falls on their pale faces as if they have been torn apart. Means the children are untidy. They haven't even combed their hair properly. Now the next line. The tall girl with her weight down head. Now the poet Stephen Spender, he describes a tall girl who is also sitting in the classroom but who seems to be burdened by poverty. Her head is bent, way down means bent. It may be because of tiredness or shame or with the burden of the misfortunes which they are facing, which is the lot of their life, their destiny forever. Now the next line. The paper seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted unlucky hire of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his text. Now, in the classroom, the poet is describing one another boy now. This boy, he is very weak, he is very thin, and he has been compared to a sheet of a paper. He is timid like a rat, full of anxieties and searches for food everywhere. Now, the next line. The stunted, unlucky hire of twisted bones. Reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his text. Now, the explanation of this line. Now, he describes another student who is physically disabled. The poet says that this boy is unlucky because he has inherited a disease from his father, due to which he has a deformed body. Instead of getting any facility from his father, he has received a disease in heritage. This disabled boy is sitting on his back bench and is reciting his lesson. Now the next lines. At the back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. His eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. So first, the beginning lines. At the back of this classroom, the classroom which is very dim and dark also, there is a very sweet, a tender looking boy who was not visible to the poet as he was sitting in the darkness. The poet could see his eyes, which were bright. Probably he was thinking about a future, a bright future. He is lost in his own world. Therefore, he is not sad like others. So this is the explanation of these lines. Now, the last line. In tree's room other than this. In the imagination of this boy, tree room is the hollow space in a tree, is full of fun, curiosity and mystery. This is in contrast to the gloomy classroom in which they are living. This boy is thinking of squirrel's game. He wants to enjoy and play freely like the squirrel in the garden outside. The squirrel climbs trees and hides in the holes. This boy, also like an squirrel, also dreams to be free, but he cannot as he has to sit in this dull, dark and dreary classroom. Now I am coming to the second stanza. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized storm riding all cities. Now first the first line only. On sour cream walls, donations. These lines. Now the poet in this line, he describes the walls of the school. They are cream in color, like the color of the sour cream. It means that the walls are not clean. They were painted long ago with the help of the donations. Now the next line. Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized Rome, riding all cities. Shakespeare's head. This head is bald and this is looking like the rising sun at the horizon. At the time of daybreak, the sun is rising at the horizon and is semicircular, like a dome shape. Now, cloudless dawn and civilized Rome suggest the monotonous life of all these children in this slum area. The poet in this paragraph is ironical as it is put up in a place where there is no serious teaching. Means Shakespeare is a great person. He is having a great name in the history of literature. So what the students are supposed to do with the picture of this Shakespeare? So this picture is placed where there is no serious teaching at all is going on. The life in the slum contrasts with the cloudless sky at the dawn. Belt flory, Tyro's belly, open-handed map awarding the world its world. The first line only. Belt flory, Tyrole's valley means there is a picture of beautiful Tyro's valley which is full of sweet fragrant flowers, and these children of the slum will never be able to experience this beauty of nature. Now, next line. Open-headed map awarding the world its world. The open-headed map means this map in the classroom. This is also hung there on one of the class walls. So this map, this is a contrast with the world they are living. The world given to us by God is full of all the bounties, whereas the world of these slum children is full of poverty and hunger. Let us come to the next lines now. And yet for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, where all their future is painted with a fog. Explaining I am, these children can get the glimpse of the outside world from the windows, and this is just far beyond their reach. They are far away from nature. Their future is painted with a fog. It is blurred by hopelessness. Means there is no future of these children. After the fog, in reality, the clearness, the light is there. But for these children, there is always a fog. Fog is always followed by the night for these children. So their future is full of hopelessness. This is having a blurred picture. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky. Now the explanation. Their future is compared to a narrow street, which means that there is no wide scope available for their future growth. Instead of the normal blue sky, they live under the lead sky. Lead sky means a metal sky which is dark and dull and polluted. It simply shows that there is no hope for these children. Let me go to the next lines now. Far, far from rivers, capes and stars of words. These children, they are far away from the glory of natural beauty of the rivers, mountains, stars, etc. Now the next stanza is coming, third stanza. Surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map is a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes. No, the first line only. Surely Shakespeare is wicked. The children of the slum are fighting the battle of life, but they are unarmed. They are troubled by disease and despair, which is their lot. For them, Shakespeare is wicked and he is an evil person for these children. Now, the next line. The map is a bad example. Now, the explanation. They don't find the map to be a good thing. The map, which is hanging on the wall of their classroom, gives them false aspirations as it makes them aware of the beautiful world given by God. Now, the next line. With ships and sun and love tempting them to steal for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes. Now, the explanation. They feel cheated in being deprived of the thrilling sensations of the ships, the sun, and the emotions of love. To reach out to the world beyond, these children are sometimes tempted to adopt wrong means, even stealing to fulfill their dreams. These slum children live in cramped holes, striving and struggling for survival in the small but dirty rooms. Now I am coming to next lines. From fog to endless night, on their slag heap, these children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass, like bottle bits on stones. Now, the first two lines only. From fog to endless night, on their slag heap. From fog to endless night means from foggy mornings till long endless nights. They are trying to meet both ends meet. Means even survival is difficult for these children. The slum children live on the slag heaps, piles of waste material. Their world is full of dirt and garbage. Now the next line. These children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass like bottle bits and stone. Now, the first lines. These children are so thin that one can easily see their bones through the thin layer of skin. These kids suffer from malnutrition. Now, the next line. And spectacles of steel with mended glass like bottle bits and stones. They are wearing spectacles of steel because their eyesight is very weak. They have to sit into the dark classes and they have to read there. So this gives strain to their eyes and all of their eyes are very weak. They are wearing the spectacles. But even the spectacles glass is mended. That is, this is discarded spectacle by the rich. But it has been mended, it has been repaired, and this is being worn by these children now. Now the last line. Like bottle bits and stones. Their life is like bottle bits and stones. That is, their life is shattered and broken like bits of bottle on a stone. All of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps with slums as big as stone. Here the poet tries to explain that they are deprived of even the basic amenities of life. Their world is comprised of the foggy slums, which are the reality for these children, their home where they spend their full life. Now, the next line. So, blot their maps with slum as big as stone. The maps displayed in their classroom are no reality for these children. They cannot locate their slum in these maps. It is urgently required to give these slums children, the inhabitants, the opportunities to lead a dignified and civilized life, which is their right and which is being led by all the city children. So why these children are being deprived of such kind of a life? Now I am coming to the last stanza of this poem. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, the map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Now, the poet now is having a request. He wants the governor and the public to help these children in achieving their dreams. The poet requests the authorities to allow these children to go out of these slums so that the maps on the walls of the classroom become their window. From these windows, they can see the world which is beyond their slums. Since they are confined to the slums, and this is a reality, they are born in the slums, they are surviving and they will die in the slums. So, since they are here, these sights and glimpses are shut upon them as they are deprived of all the opportunities. Now, also the poet says that the government should take notice of the problems being faced by these kids as their lives are shut upon in the cemeteries of these slums where they slither and slog to make their both ends meet. Means cemeteries means catacombs. So their lives is confined here only. So unless some governor or the public they pay heed, they take care of these children, nothing can be done. Nothing betterment can be done for these children. Now the next line. Break, oh break, open till they break the town. There is a need to break the restrictions which are put on them due to poverty and lack of resources available in these slum areas. The poet hopes that these windows that confine all their hopes and dreams must be broken so that these children can be brought out and set free from the chains of the slums. Now the next lines. And show the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands. Now he appeals to those in power, the political personalities or the rich people in the public, to do something for these children, to liberate these children and to take them away from the fog. They must be taken to the azure sky and they must be allowed to experience the scent and the beauty of nature. They should be able to bask in the open green fields and let them run free on the golden sands. Their world should not be confined to the horrendous and gory slums. Now the poet only visualizes freedom for these children. He wants a carefree life where they get economic and social justice, where they have the right to be happy as this will lead them to desire of gaining knowledge. I'm almost coming to the end of the poem now. Now the next lines. And let their tongues run neat into books, the white and green leaves open. In that case, the children, they will go through the white and green leaves. Here, white and green leaves, they depict the books, and green leaves depict the nature. This will result in their progress, and they will be able to paint a bright future for themselves. History there is, whose language is the sun. The poet ends with a note of positivity and wants opportunities to be available to these children with a powerful line. Those who make history are the ones who shine like the sun. This will then result in their progress, and they will be able to paint a bright future for themselves. Also, the poet wants that all the opportunities must be available to these children. The people who strive for knowledge are the ones who create history. The ones who are let free are the ones who will create history. People who outshine others, who glow like the sun, who break free from the constraints of their restricted life, are the ones who create history. So the poet only wants that all the opportunities, all the facilities which are being enjoyed by the other children in other parts of the country must be given to these children, because we all are the children of God, and God has made this nature, the beautiful nature, for each of his children. So why are these children being deprived? So they must also be given each and every facility, and they must also be there to enjoy each and every beauty of nature. That ends with your poem. Thanks for watching this video.